She isn't who she says she is. That is when I realized the truth. But the truth was something I had hidden for 5 years. I stood in the corner of the restaurant, holding a tray of dirty plates. My hands were shaking. The man who had humiliated me was sitting at table 7. He was with his new girlfriend, laughing. I remembered that night 5 years ago. He had laughed at me then too. "You can't even afford a meal," he had said. "You are nothing." Now, he was ordering the most expensive wine on the menu. He did not recognize me. But I recognized him. And I knew something he did not know. I was not just a waitress. I owned this restaurant. The secret was about to come out. How would he react when he found out? 5 years ago, I was a different person. My name was Sofia Reyes, and I was in love with a man named Marco. Marco was handsome and charming. He worked as a salesman, and I was a college student. We had been together for 2 years. I thought he loved me. But I was wrong. One evening, Marco took me to a fancy restaurant. It was my birthday. I was so happy. We ordered appetizers and a nice meal. But when the bill came, I realized I had forgotten my wallet. "I am so sorry," I said. "I left my wallet at home." Marco looked at me with cold eyes. "You are always so careless," he said. "I will pay this time." "But you owe me." I felt so ashamed. I promised to pay him back. The next day, I went to his apartment to give him the money. But when I opened the door, I saw him kissing another woman. It was his ex-girlfriend, Isabella. My heart broke. "How could you?" I asked. Marco laughed. "You are poor and stupid," he said. "Isabella is rich and beautiful. She is better than you. Get out of my life." I ran out crying. I felt destroyed. That night, I made a blood oath with myself. I swore that I would become rich and successful. I would never let anyone humiliate me again. I worked hard every day. I studied business and saved money. 5 years later, I own 3 restaurants. The one where Marco humiliated me was now mine. I had bought it last year. And tonight, Marco walked in with Isabella. He did not know who I was. But I was ready for revenge. I walked to table 7 with a menu. "Good evening," I said with a smile. "Can I take your order?" Marco looked at me but did not recognize me. 5 years had changed me. I was more confident, and I wore my hair differently. "We want your best steak and a bottle of your most expensive wine," he said. "Money is no problem." Isabella nodded. She wore a diamond ring. I knew Marco had proposed to her. "Very well," I said. I wrote down the order. As I walked to the kitchen, I heard Marco say, that waitress looks familiar. But I cannot remember where I saw her. Isabella laughed. Maybe she was your maid? They both laughed. I felt anger inside me. But I stayed calm. The dinner went on. I served them the best food. Marco complained about everything. The steak is too rare, he said. The wine is too cold. I apologized and fixed everything. But inside, I was planning my move. When the bill came, Marco looked at the total. His face turned white. $500, he said. That is too much. I smiled. You said money was no problem, sir. He looked at his wallet. He did not have enough cash. I will pay with my card, he said. But the card was declined. He tried another card. Declined again. Isabella looked angry. You said you were rich, she shouted. I am. Marco said. There must be a mistake. I watched them argue. Then I said, maybe I can help. I know the owner. Marco looked at me with hope. Please, he said. I will pay tomorrow. I shook my head. I am the owner, I said. And I remember you, Marco. You humiliated me 5 years ago. Now, you will pay the bill or the police will come. Marco's face went pale. Sophia, he whispered. Is that you? I nodded. Yes, Marco. It is me. The poor girl you laughed at. The girl who could not afford a meal. Now I own this restaurant and 2 more. Isabella looked at him with disgust. You knew her? She asked. She is just a waitress, Marco said. But his voice was weak. I am not just a waitress, I said. I am the owner. And I have a secret. This restaurant was your father's favorite place. He came here every week. But he lost it in a business deal. I bought it from the bank. Your father knows me. He respects me. Marco looked shocked. My father, he said. He never told me. I continued. Your father is a good man. But you are not. You broke my heart. You called me poor and stupid. But look at me now. I am successful. And you are here, unable to pay a bill. Isabella stood up. I am leaving, she said. This is too embarrassing. She walked out. Marco tried to stop her, but she pushed him away. Marco sat down, defeated. Please, Sophia, he begged. I am sorry. I was wrong. Can you forgive me? I looked at him. I felt no pity. I forgave you long ago, I said. But I never forgot. You broke a blood oath when you betrayed me. Now you must face the consequences. I called the manager. Call the police, I said. This man cannot pay his bill. Marco started crying. But I did not care. I walked away, feeling free. That night, I learned an important lesson. Karma is real. The people who hurt you will face their own pain one day. But revenge is not the answer. The real victory is becoming a better person. I did not become rich to hurt Marco. I became rich to prove to myself that I could do it. And I did. Today, I am happy. I have a successful business. I have friends who respect me. I even found love again, with a man who values me for who I am. Marco's humiliation was not my goal. My goal was to build a life I am proud of. And I have done that. If you are going through a hard time, remember, your past does not define you. You can change your future. Work hard, stay honest, and believe in yourself. One day, you will look back and smile. The people who laughed at you will be gone. But you will still be standing strong. And that is the best revenge of all.